everyone, and welcome back to Pentiment. This is episode 2. Last time we got an introduction to our main character Andreas, and we got a kind of like feel for what this game is about, at least in its sort of slow beginnings. And I'm very, very curious to see how this is going to continue to develop. So we're going to continue playing the game. We've got to get to the scriptorium because we got to do work. But very nice, positive reception to the first episode that I dropped on the channel pretty much as soon as possible because I am very excited to check out this game. I like that it's sort of like a mixture of, you know, an RPG, like a game, but also a history lesson, art history lesson, and it's so good. I've also learned that instead of clicking on those names and words to go to the glossary, you can just press tab and it like tabs out, which is really cool because you get to see like these beautiful drawings when you're on like the pages. I love the presentation. I absolutely love the presentation of this game. It's so much fun. So if we check our map, we are in the church. And if we head down to the dormitory, we can go to the Bailey and then to the scriptorium. So I'm very, very certain we will probably be visiting every single area on all of the maps at some point. So we're going to just do what we need to do because we're already late. We'll head to the scriptorium. We met Brother Rudiger of Bad Tolls, cantor for the monks of Kearsor Abbey, known for his fine singing voice, and a fine singing voice it do be. We got any other people in here? No. In our journal, we're at the prime hours of convincing Matthew to pay us for the manuscript, and we gave Clara the money. Hopefully this will help alleviate some of the Gertner's money troubles. There you go. Alright, so I think we should head to the dormitory. We'll go this way. We'll check out the other locations soon. Let's see what's in here. That takes us to the cloister. Look at all of our roommates. All of our potential roommates. The church. There's the scriptorium, the cemetery. 2 entrances to the scriptorium. And the prior's house. But yeah, I genuinely think the art style of this, the presentation is really beautiful. I like the dialogue and how it's been like presented to us, the dialogue choices, thinking about your dialogue choices, all of it's just like really, really lovely. Let's check out whatever this is. Ooh, what is this? A Volvel? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Oh, heaven and earth. Like the lines connecting the holes form constellations. Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, Libra, and Aries. A quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And I've got a logic choice here. Given the number of letters and the size of the discs, there's enough space for a total of 4 versions of the Latin alphabet. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort? Cipher. I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. Cool. Okay. A cipher. I still don't know the significance of the Volvel. It must be used to decipher something. But what? Okay. Cool. That's something we'll come back to later. Interesting. Interesting. And yeah, like we can see like our background choices as well, how they come into play is really, really cool. So if we have a look here, we've obviously got our Italian background. We're a hedonist. We went for studying medicine, and we're very logical. We're a logician, and also wanted to study and learn about the heavens and earth as well, which is really, really cool. And then if we look in the journal, we've finished the Gertner's taxes, which is good. But then if we go back to a few more pages, which is our main quest, which is starting at the scriptorium. Another few pages for the abbot, hopefully a few for myself. So let's get in here. Cool. I'm really excited to see how this will play out, especially with our background. And then I'm also interested to see how much replayability and variety we're allowed as well in dialogue with all of the different background choices too. Let's talk to Guy. Good day, Andreas. How is your morning going, brother Guy? Brother Guy? I'm not your brother Guy. Dude, I'm not your dude, brother Guy. It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priors both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. Burgundy, a powerful former duchy of eastern France that became a province in 1477, known for its wine, art, monasteries, and courtly fashion. Also, turnip with a face. Then I'll leave you to it. Again, I have to point it out and highlight it once more, is I absolutely adore the fact that different characters have different types of like speech and text, and the way that it is detailed with the handwriting of seeing the ink dry, fixing typos, like all of that, the different like highlighting Lord and God in a different ink. Like you have this image in your head of someone writing this tale, writing this book, and doing these things, fixing their little spelling mistakes, getting different ink for certain words, like highlighting things for a glossary. Like that's such an attention to detail that I really adore and appreciate. That it's just so satisfying to see dialogue go the way that it does. I have looked into the settings a little bit, and I thought that had saved. Apparently not. I am going to put the dialogue speed up a little bit. I'm not sure about the historical lettering, enable medial's characters in fonts. I might try that just to see what it looks like, but I'm not sure. You can also have big head mode, which you can see it adjusting in the background. Should I make my character's heads slightly bigger? What does it look like? What do I look like? Oh, that looks so weird. Let's go for full big head mode. Oh god, that's great. This is just, if you want to play the game, but you also like Monty Python, do it this way, I would say, you know? It's the Monty Python version. Alright, we're going to keep that down. we're going to keep that down. I think everything else is probably good for now, but I will increase that dialogue speed. Adoc. Nice, so it all fills in much faster, because it'll help, I think, having the dialogue speed be faster, considering I'm reading everything out loud and I'm fully voice acting this game for free, is good. God bless you, Andreas. How are you feeling today, Brother Adoc? What's he saying? Have I fucked everything up with the historical lettering already? I'm gonna turn that off. I don't know what that is. Hang on. Does this change dialogue midway through? Ah! If you have trouble reading, just do that. Ore mill. What does ore mill mean, sir? Alright, if you ever have trouble reading particular words, you can do it mid-dialogue. Isn't that nice? Ore mill. I thought it was, but if you look at the A, there's like this in here, and I thought there was another letter in there. Ore mill. That's easy. I am well. Okay, thank you, Andreas. You're helping me out here. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one later. That was too hard for me. You and your little cum-rag robe, sir. I look forward to all of your anagrams, Brother Adoc. Literal nut. Oh god, this guy's gonna kill me with the way that he says things. It looks like literal nut, but it could also be literal mit. Ah yes, until then. I'm gonna have trouble talking to that guy. We're just not gonna talk to that guy. I'm assuming this is my workstation. Let's talk to Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. But you see how this says, like, bless, and instead of it being two S's, there's, like, a different thing there? I wonder if that is the historical lettering. Nope. Not sure what the historical lettering thing is, but I guess we'll keep it. But, yeah, stuff like this is very interesting. And I think if we turn on easy read fonts, we can see it. There might be some difficulties there, but I don't want to turn on easy read fonts because I really do like you can see like the different types of characters with how they like communicate, and it's there for a reason, you know. This is a history lesson and also a lesson in reading handwriting. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. That's the second person to call that a storm is coming. Big Jorg Gertner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Big Jorg. Brother Adoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. See? You can smell him coming because it's all over his robes. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet, Elijah, outside of Bethel. Oh god, I'm gonna really struggle reading this dude's text, aren't I? Elisha outside of Bethel. And anytime Adoc talks, I'm switching to easy read fonts, but only for him. It's very interesting. So it's how S is written in this font. But only sometimes, because youths has S there and it's fine. But when S is in the middle of words, it's like, it looks like it's like an F, but missing the little dash, you know what I mean? You comparing yourself, yeah, there you go, to a prophet, Brother Adoc? So I'll get better and better at reading this as we go along, because now I understand that your self will look like that. I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Yes. God, it's, yeah, cool. Alright. Calm yourself, Brother Adoc. You're too sensitive to guys' jokes. And Brother Guy, please show more respect, Brother Adoc. You're being mean-spirited. I'm gonna say nothing on this one. I'm gonna let them bicker. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferric is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. There he is. That is Rothvogel. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. There you go. See, I can read the sentences now that I've fixed the S issue. So, from what I can assume with this type of text is if the S is at the end or beginning of a word, it is written as you'd expect. But if it is in the middle of a word, it is written differently. Who decided that rule? I would like to have a word with them. I will travel back in time and slap them across the face. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior, only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel. His manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. And how much work have you done? Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Guy, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Humph. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. He's literally rich, bruh. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freezing. I read it right, I just pronounced it bad. Kearsarge is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferric isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Yes, that is where I work. Yeah, that's right. I need to reference the Indermore manuscript. Indermore, a prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. What do you want, Andreas? It's Dana. A book, the Indermore manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Okay, we find something that's different as well is if a word has an S in between it, but two S's, only one of them is shown, but the other one is still, like the first one is still that one. Interesting. No, because I was dreaming about you. Liar. Could I just get the book? Ah, that's all that way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt. The stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Why aren't you doing your job, Dana? Okay. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book, and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermore manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Oh, you already got it? That was quick. Dana kicking up a fuss for no reason. Oh, Piero's also got a cum rag on. That's good. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course. Your opinion is always welcome. Ah, cool. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. I know that, like, I'll be tempted to do our background options all the time, but I think I might sometimes do other ones. So this guy, Pierre, is saying it's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. I'm going to say... Oh, yeah, because I know what he means, because I guess it's like... Because he's saying that's what clients want. You know, it's their vision and you're realizing that vision. That's what clients want. What do you want? Where are you in this work? Ooh, green ink. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realize it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. Oh, that's cool. So, with it being November, and it has the zodiac signs of both Sagittarius and Scorpio, as it moves from November into December, that's really cool. So you got the zodiac up here. You can see that this is sort of like representative of the date of when this is set. So that's really cool. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their soft, sublime, in their most sublime form. These images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, his book of hours will outlive us all. This book of hours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Why is that? Why has Kirsau kept this up for so long? Some people, some places, have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not among them. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing, be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. Not Guy, though. Yeah, fuck that guy. And Brother Guy. It's so kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I'm happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ooh, time has shifted. Where has the time gone? It is already terse, the monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m., one of the little hours of prayer. Terse precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule. The Rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Back in. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Just keep working on me masterpiece. Ooh. Hello? You look sus. The cipher that we actually investigated already, so I actually know what that is now. And he's writing about it in the book. If I didn't go into that house to check that out before we went in, I'd just be like, oh, that's weirdly suspicious behavior. But I know that that's like a cipher. So he's, I guess, this guy's trying to figure it out. What's going on in here? I don't know. Let's go find out. Can't investigate it yet. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferric came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Ferric should know better than that. Some of the manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Divine reading. Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in the Benedictine communities. Ooh, what's the Chronica Clara? The Clear Chronicle, a history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. The Clear Chronicle of the history of the universe. That reminds me, there are a few more books I've been wanting to borrow. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. That is nun, by the way, but you look at that and you go MM, or NUN, or MIN, or it's so hard to like look at that and go, what is that? But yeah, for a nun. Logical reasoning to decipher that. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? This will be remembered. One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz? Cologne, large, powerful, free imperial city on the River Rhine. It is a major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It is also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the three wise men, represented as crowns on their arms. Fulda is a town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the center of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. And in Mainz, located on the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primus Germani. Germani? The Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Nice. We're learning so much. No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. This will be remembered. Thank you, it's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Book hunting, let's go. Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. The Aeneid? The Aeneid? A poetic epic telling the legend of Aenus. A heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Aenus. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Oh, I know the ones. They're among Pierre's favourites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. These ones here. So those books there. There's a book there. There's a book here. Cool, so I expect that we'll be picking up all of these books periodically for her. Oh, cool. It actually gives us some stuff. This is cool. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Damn. This man just be like chilling. He's like, I like this girl. She be cute. We're kissing. Behind me, there's another girl watching and being like, And then on the next page, Old mate's like, no mate, you can't be with this girl, you must burn her alive. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years? The anus is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why that appears to Piero. Oh, she's walking in and telling the story? Oh, this is so good. I really like how this is presented, where like we open up to a page and our dialogue takes place within the book. Like she walks into the page. Anus chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Okay, so that's Hermes. Is that Hermes with his little like wing crown? And then I come into the book. Do you think Anus's sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Is it really that bad? Thought. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? She's exaggerating, it's fine. And then, obviously, the female voice within us, which I remember as Beatrice now. So it was Beatrice, Saint Grobian, and then there's Socrates as well. So Beatrice, how would you know? I am a man, after all. I have not had the female experience. True, she knows her life better than I do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. I'm surprised that that's not something that goes for this will be remembered. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the anus. It's fine poetry, for men. Now, the books, if you please. It's true, though. It's true. Here are your books. Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. Wretched Guerin. Wretched Guerin. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea di Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. There it is. The next tale. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rusco of Lugano, highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought to control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to me 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then... Oh! This is... I don't get the rules of this S. So here it's here at the beginning of this word, instead of it being an S, like it has been sometimes, it's in that. It's so weird. I don't get the rule of this letter, of how to use it. Because every time I think that I've nailed it, I'm like, okay, so this is when this letter is used. It changes on me. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, and lives the life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't the peasant dream of being a king? There is, and then we're in quotes now. There is neither few nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It's true. It isn't in this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. It's the heavens above. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a fourth litter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rusco's property. The book, please. Book, please. There is only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Guy. Bam. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good. Please bring it here. What is this, anyway? Huh, maybe I should have learned French at some point. Oh, it's really interesting. I wonder if we chose a different background, I wonder if this would be different. What is this? Whoa, hello. Stairway to heaven. Let's go. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Oh, this book's different. It's ominous. I haven't asked so many questions. I've asked one question twice, and you haven't answered me. I have good reason to not answer you. Oh, this will be remembered. Interesting. Wait. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. It's a condemned book. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? And fucking brother guy's been reading it, eh? 200 years ago. It's been condemned since the 1300s. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. This is something that makes me so, still to this day, still so miserable about history, is so much of it is destroyed, you know? So much of it is constantly destroyed. And it's just like, for humans being such a naturally curious species and wanting to learn and find meaning in things, the burning of the Library of Alexandria, book burnings everywhere, like all of this lost history and knowledge, like from years back, constantly preventing human progress, in ways that we could have been so much further and more advanced than we are now. It's just like, you know, history is written by the victor. Everything else is trash. They put it in the fire. I can sympathize with him. That's fine, but Father Matthias is gone. This will be remembered. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. I want to keep the book now. Let me keep it. How did Father Gernot even know the book was here? Mother Cecilia made a note of it in the inventory when she was the librarian. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. I do. So do Mothers Cecilia and Father Gernot. Ooh, this is some tension. I refuse to give it to you if all you're gonna do is destroy it. What? Why not? What are you gonna do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. I'm not sure. I'll hide it. Keep it safe. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Oh, man. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. I appeal to your duty as the librarian of this abbey to not destroy this book. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey, far away. I'll be gone by the time Father Gernot asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. Oh, persuasion. Look at this. Persuade Illuminata. Logician background. Give me points and offered to help her enthusiastically. This is the this will be remembered stuff. This is great. I swear I'll take it far away. It's been out here for years, and besides, how could you have stopped me? So I think like it just shows that this must be like the bar of persuasion, and then it's a success. Nice. Like it's just like your chance of actually persuading her. I'm trusting you in this, Andreas, against my better judgment. Don't make me regret this. That's cool. Seeing some previous things play out in our first persuasion check was awesome. I liked that a lot. I got the book. That book is mine. Now tell me about Baron Rothvogel, please. Hopefully. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly though, I need to finish up here soon. Okay. Yeah, she may only have time for one question, is what I reckon this was going to be. She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Unusually friendly with me. I think that's just because he learned about our connections with things, so he was interested in us. And if he has like a positive, friendly connection, he's doing networking. He can call on us for favors, I would say. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassai. He said it had some scandalous details in it. If we only have time for one question. How long has he been visiting? I don't really care. What kinds of books does he buy? I want to pick one of these two. Let's go with this one. You said that he buys books from the abbeys. What kind? Why? Are you angling to get the Baron as a patron someday? Well, I'm not sure. I suppose I'm just curious. There's no shortage of books and artists in the big cities. So why patronize an outdated abbey and its dying scriptorium? Yes. Our library has managed to retain a curious selection of books, in large part thanks to the permissiveness of our abbots and librarians. The Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult topics. Okay, Baron. As does what our prior, though I suspect the Baron's interest may be more experimental than academic. Is that normal, monks having an interest in the occult? Ferenc has been on edge since he heard that the Baron arrived. Could that be why? I can't know the prior's mind, but he supervises the scriptorium and knows which books in the library have passages that might interest the Baron. Wealthy patrons like the Baron keep this abbey running. The abbot still hasn't managed to figure out how we'll survive the closing of the scriptorium. Wait, when is the scriptorium closing? Probably after you leave. It may stay open for a while longer, but Brother Adoc and Brother Piero are quite old. So after we leave, we might be the last one. And professional artists in great cities are where most people go for manuscripts these days. For everything else, there are printers. The age of printing. It's a small miracle that it hasn't closed already. Kirsau is a shadow of what it was 200 years ago. This abbey once held 53 monks and 45 nuns. It's hard to imagine that now. Sometimes I wonder if we were meant to change and we just forgot to. Anyway. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Wait, how do you get to the church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought this was the only door to into the library. We are standing in the oldest part of the abbey, and like any old place, it has its share of secrets. That's cool. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. Secret passages. Love it. Sext. Time to eat. That's the bell for Sext. What is Sext? I read it right. Monastic hour corresponding to noon, one of the little hours of prayer followed by dinner, and a bit of cheeky text messaging. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. True. But I also thought that we were having supper with, I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Dinner with Otto and Indris. Oh, I thought we were having supper with, Rothvigel. Maybe I misunderstood. Alright, let's take a look. What did he write? I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. What did he write? Oh, cool. Alright. From the Library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. Did Ferenc steal this? Ooh. This is interesting. Where, like, you, like, investigate and then you look for where the thing goes red. Like, stuff that he's highlighted in the book. Ah, the Speculum Astronomi, Albertus Magnus's defense of astrology. Renowned 13th century Dominican theologian, philosopher, astrologer, and Bishop of Regensburg. A prolific writer, he was known primarily for his work on Aristotle and his knowledge of natural science. So, defense of astrology. And that little cipher thing looks quite like astrology-like in nature, almost. Sloppy bookhand couldn't have been produced by an abbey of note. Bastard script. Burgundian? Flemish. Not from here and not recently. Oh shit, look at this. Okay. We got asterisks, we got all of this stuff. Can we only pick one? Because there was two ones before. That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Wow, what is going on here? These are zodiac signs. So these are zodiac signs here. What is this? It looks scribbled, not like Ferenc to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. So it, like, went over to the other side. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Nice. Greek to be sure. ODB, CGO, EXU? That doesn't make any sense. That's not even a word, just a jumble of letters. This must be some kind of cipher. What's the key? And he's got the cipher at the moment, right? Wait. The Volvel I found also has Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? Nice. This is only here because I found that first. The outer ring of the Volvel is marked with alchemical symbols, but this cipher has astrological symbols. Wait, of course. Each astrological symbol is associated with one of the 4 elements. I just need to make those associations on the Volvel, and I should be able to solve this cipher. Oh. That's cool. Should we go, what do we do? Do we go have supper, or do we check out the cipher? I think it looks like time only passes after a significant events and like the main quest. So I think we're good to like explore. Oh, nice. So now I have this written down. Now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols on the cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel, Ferenc's note should be easy to decipher. Oh, this is really interesting. So fire, earth, air, and water. We can see the signs with the arrows here. Okay, let's start with fire up at the top here. So we've got our symbols here. So this one is a B. So we put the G in, and then if we go to this one, C, then if we do this one here, I like that. Yeah, okay. And then we go to Earth, and then we do this one. Oh, wait a minute. No, I've done this wrong. Hang on a second. Hang on. Done this wrong. I don't have that symbol. Can I delete this? Delete this. Alright, let's just overwrite it. So we'll go to Earth and we do this symbol. It should be this one, I think. Yeah, we'll change that. The M, this one. It's one of these. This one. Because it's the N. And then this one. This one. Then we go to air. And this one is an X. A W. We might have to change a few things. And then this one. Yeah, I definitely have to change some things. The W. Okay, now if we go to water, and we go to the M. I know that's not it, because I need to change this one, which will be this. There we go. I was just one letter off. Gerhard, as in the late brother Gerhard? Yes, it can't be a coincidence. Higerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Is it an anagram using Gerhard's name? Did he use his name for an abbreviation? Why his name? Is it an anagram? Could be. Harried, hardier, where does the G go? God, I'm sure Adok would know. There are 7,560 different combinations to try. I don't have the time to solve it through brute force. Let me think. Did he use his name for an abbreviation? It's a lot of letters for an abbreviation, definitely. A cipher inside of a cipher, perhaps? Another level? If it is, I'm not equipped with a key to solve it, so I must proceed with other options. Which is, why his name? And why Heigerhard? It couldn't be Greek. Never heard of an Italian or Spaniard named Heigerhard either. Ridiculous. Let me think. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Horde Ignota? No, Hink Ele Lacrimae? Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Here lies. Oh. Here lies Gerhard. What's the significance? I suppose I should find where Gerhard is buried. The Abbey Cemetery seems like a good place to start. Damn, okay. We already solving some mysteries here. We're hot on a trail of something that we don't even know. That's interesting. If we check our journal. We don't have a quest for it yet. The only quest is to go do our supper with Otto. Brother Adok, elder scribe of Kirsel Scriptorium, known for his beautiful handwriting and love of anagrams, and fish. Brother Guy, a Burgundian scribe. Brother Guy is respected for his swift hand, but generally disliked for his mean spirit and two-faced, sycophantic behavior. Father Gernot entrusts Guy with writing the Abbey's most important documents. Okay. Alright. Cemetery, let's go. Oh, look at that, the skull one here. Oh, this just went straight to the... Alright, just went straight to the fucking headstone. Huh, Ferric cipher pointed here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I see the HI, but that's here lies Praetor... I don't know if that says Praetor, I'm just saying it. Father? No, Father. Here lies Father Gerhard something something, and the year. Okay, so nothing here. Let's go to this scary looking one. A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. The founder of the Abbey. Why that imagery though? So interesting. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. Okay. So we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle yet, in terms of this cipher. But nothing out of the ordinary here. Are you sure that it pointed here, though? Another time, perhaps, something else might happen. Maybe it has to be under the moonlight. Look at these pigs. Look at these pigs. Abattoir's closed. Nothing to do here yet. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. Go down to the cellar. Now that I've gone somewhere optional and I've found something and it's connected to things, now I'm just like, now I want to look around everywhere. Because I might find some shit. Because what I do know about this game, at least going into it, is that at some point there is sort of like a detective level of things to this, and I think that when people heard about that, that's where the the Disco Elysium comparisons started to come in. Everyone was like, Disco Elysium. But then they were like, cool your jets. It's not going to be Disco Elysium. Any detective game now is Disco Elysium. It's the rules. Lucas, let's talk to some people. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is Brother Władysław working you hard? Oh, not too bad. Brother Władysław is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. What you all need is more variety. Want me to get you some mushrooms from the forest? You want to get shrooms, baby? I know all the best types. You understand. If you think that'll help, I only use what's in the cellar. Brother Adok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Władysław. What does Brother Adok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about. Fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Till later. I haven't noticed anything in particular about the historical lettering, so I'm going to turn it off. And I think that might be... Part of me feels like that could be what I'm seeing with the S's, but when I selected it and unselected it, it didn't change anything in the text, and that might be because it's already written out. So I'll turn it off and I'll see what happens. Let's talk to Sabat, who is drawn very differently to everybody else. There's like a very, very unique appearance, which is cool. Like different art styles in here as well, kind of. Different ways people are drawn. God give you health, Master Mela. Brother Sabat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. Though outshone by its northern neighbour Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive centre for the arts. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed me much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. A meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the papal schism. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mela, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you're ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have a kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. Looking at some of these sentences that I've seen, I've stopped seeing that S letter drawn like that, so I almost think that has... I caused a problem for myself ticking historical letters, learnt how to do it, and then went, I don't want to do that anymore, and got rid of it. Alright, these two. Emo boy with a cottagecore wife. Got it. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Brett seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. Well, not tonight, but another time. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. Okay. Piero. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. Can't believe you didn't bless me, you punk ass. Władysław. Oh, we can talk to him. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gerdners? It's a room in a peasant home. It's great. They're a lovely family. Clara is a good woman. She looks after Big Jorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True. I suppose it's less that they need looking after, more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. Child. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Nice, we got Rudiger. God bless you, Andreas. Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Florian. He's got a cool eye patch. God bless you, Andreas. Has he got... Oh, okay. For some reason I was like, what's the deal with his... What's going on with his hands? You got an eye patch? Is he got real hands or fake hands? What's going on here? He ain't got hands like everybody else. Brother Florian, how are you? I got magnets in my peg arms, and I put metal in my food, and then I put my magnet peg hands in my food, and that's how I eat. The brothers and sisters are well, and I am well, thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately? I believe so. Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. I'm quite interested in it. Bologna. One of the largest cities in Italy, Bologna has been a center of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. Sai legge l'italiano? Can you read Italian? No. Little Italian. My Latin is not as good as I would like. I like that it erases it to say that. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it if he has the time. I'm sure he'll make time. He's a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Until then. Alright. In terms of dinner... Interesting. There's so many places we haven't gone yet. Guy? Good day, Andreas. That goes to a large garden. Nice. We've gotten to know everybody in here. Everybody's eating, and except for me, I do not eat. Let's head to the cloister. I do not eat. Courtyard and lavatorium. Factory. Oh, okay, that's just back there. This goes to the church. So they're doing mass at the moment. Well, they're preparing for it. Having dinner first. Oh, I can go in here now. This was locked when Matthew was here, but now I can go in here. Monstrance, chalice, paten, cyborum, and purificator. Almost everything you need for mass other than the host. Probably where the funds of the abbey are stored. The sacristy is also the treasury. Skeletons in the closet. The armories hold all of the vestments Father Gernot and Brother Matthew used during mass. Okay. Nice. Nothing interesting in there for me to investigate, though. This takes us back out here. Gotcha. Getting a lay of the land. Now let's go up to the tower. Ring the bell! Alright, there's the tower. Down to the crypt. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These two markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kiersau's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. Investigate. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. Interesting. Oh. There must be something else. That was it. Oh. Now what? Yo, secret door to the library. Let's go. Let's go steal some books. All right. So this is what Illuminata was talking about. She's like, there are secrets in this place. It's old as balls. Huh. A secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. I can't. Okay. I can't go there now. I can just be like, cool. Secret entrance to the library. I guess we'll just leave it wide open though. Does it close now that we've left? No, it's just permanently open now. Interesting. Hope nobody comes down here and discovers what I've discovered. Alright, secret door to the library has been found. Okay. So it's quite empty at the moment because obviously people are fucking, they do be doing shit. Everybody be eating. To the chapter house. The Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. The Dance of Death is an artistic allegory on the constancy of death. The illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone from the peasant to the emperor. The Dance of Death. That's great. You can just check it on both sides depending on how you enter this room. Okay, to the infirmary. It's interesting that, like, we have our hat on when we're outside those areas. When we go in rooms, we'll take our hat off. Respect. Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. I like that I can kind of look at a word and go, that doesn't feel right, and I wait for it to be corrected. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes, with some help from Sister Gertrude. Nice. Alright. I'm sure we'll be revisiting all of these locations later to actually talk to people at different times in the day. But I think that we'll also have to consider that as well, is that when we're playing this game, people will be in different spots depending on what time of the day it is. We need to be aware of that too. The Shrine, a reliquary containing the hand of Saint Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance, which is also called the Spear of Destiny or the Lance of Longinus. It is the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. Brother Matthew maintains this shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for pilgrims. Look at that smile. Okay, nice. A convent garden. There we go. So this is where the sisters are chilling. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Sister Gertrude is wise to have some in the garden. Prioress's house. Alright, who's in here? Who's in here then? Cecilia. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there anything I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern is it of yours? It just seemed unusual. The Baron arrived to see the abbot in the scriptorium. It isn't appropriate for the sisters to interact with men. The sisters interact with me? As they need to, at my discretion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can confirm that that S lettering issue was because I had historical lettering turned on. Because I haven't encountered it since now. You just can't turn it on and off, like, during language. It doesn't change the font when it's written, like Easy Read Fonts does. The Baron is an important visitor and a patron of the abbey, but there is no need for him to speak with the sisters, or me. I see. That makes sense. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Until later. Until then, you punk ass. Alright, convent garden. let us talk to Gertrude. God bless you, Master Mailer. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Steinerian received yesterday. What? Saffron, really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Prior Ferric to get some for your yellows. Good to know. Are you in need of any herbs or flowers? I could pick some for you on my next trip through the meadow. Oh, don't worry about that. I'll go gathering in the forest later. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Why am I talking like this for everyone now? Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of Saint Sasha one of these days. One of Tassing's patron saints, Sasha was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided Saint Maritz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Matilda. God bless you, Master Mailer. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. So fuck off. Ah, forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mailer. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Still, I think it has a certain charm. Margarete. God bless you, Brother Piero? Ah, she's blind. You can see it in her eyes. You can see it in her smile. She's all I've ever wanted. No, wait, it's Master Mailer. I smelt your armpits. You're a stinky boy. Go have a shower. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margaret. During the day, I can see some colours. How did you know it was me? You got that stupid red hat on. You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. I knew it was smell. But you're taller and you have another smell. Like fish or burned almonds. I'm also much more handsome. Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men. You'll have to trust me then. Not a chance. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mailer. It's so fucking funny. The sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. There's a cat. God bless you, Master Mailer. How are things going in the nuns' kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Mailer, but I cannot speak with men. Fuck off. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. Oh my god, I can pet the cat. 10 out of 10. Pet Mousefanger. Mousefanger. We can pet the cat. Yeah, baby, yeah. That's a 10 out of 10 game right there. That's the game of the year. Game of the year 2022. Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok have been dethroned because I can pet the cat in my Renaissance art history game. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of our herbs here. Her herbs. The Convent Lucarium. A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favourite. Saint Hildegard of Bingen was a Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects from theology to musical composition to medicine. I just put words there. I just made that up. Technology. Technology. The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. All right. What's over here? I thought this is where I came from. The door must lead to the rest of the convent. Not for me. Alright, see you later. I'm out of here, boys. I gotta go to the stables. I gotta have some fucking supper at noon. Oh, this Martin's here now. Okay. He's moved. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? I thought we could have a pleasant conversation for once. Why would I want that? I got so many better things to do. What is your problem with me? You're an annoying windbag, Andreas. You talk a lot, you don't really do anything. From what I've seen, neither do you. Eat shit! I'm done talking. Fuck this guy, he sucks. He's perving on someone in the guest house. Alright, so Endry and Otto are still here. There we go. Good day, Master Mailer. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Endris. Otto, Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Now, what's really funny is last episode I was like, oh fuck, I gotta tell this guy that I'm not gonna be able to make supper. And for some reason I went to someone else. I don't know. I got confused. I think I went to someone else. I think I went to the Klaus guy instead. I noticed that when I saw his image, and I still forgot people. Luckily, it didn't affect anything. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which are about to receive from your bounty. We got sweet rolls and cheese. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hands splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Oh, I've eaten some nuts. It's not that bad of an injury. Just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Select food item to eat. Eat from someone else's plate. I don't know what... I'm assuming those were just nuts, almonds or something. Sheep's milk cheese or rye bread. Let's leave the best till last, shall we? Let's have the bread. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. And all I've got left is me cheese. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the middle on your way up here. What's all that about? As far as I can tell, he's come to terrorize the people of Tassig and Kirsau. He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip. And it isn't Christian to spread rumours like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannig. May he rest in peace. Right, and that would be the husband to that widower who came and was like, curse you! Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. He beat someone? That doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would do. It absolutely seems like the sort of thing he would do. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He talked to me about my work. He's fascinated by both art and books. Of course, that's what he's interested in when he's at the abbey. If he's in Tassing, he's chasing girls or harassing peasants. And because he's friendly with the abbot, no bad would ever come to him. It's galling. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Endris. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books that the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. Now, I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. This will be remembered. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. Yeah. Good old fucking Martin. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damned thief, and before you say it, Endress, that's more than just gossip. Look at him over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. He's a born shirker, sure enough. I know one when I see one. Especially when you look in a mirror. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, they use a shorn, and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got it, Endress. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Endress. Alright, I've had me supper. I've had me dinner date with the lads. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. Eva, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. You're the one involving me in your courtship. I didn't ask to be your messenger. Of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. Oh, it's work time. Nons. Afternoon work. Time to get back to work. The storm is coming in. And with that time shift, with our dinner date completed and time to get back to work, we're going to bring this second episode of Pentiment to a close. I'm really liking the slow burn of this. I'm liking the build-up to what's going to be something interesting later. We're basically setting the scene in the story, having all the characters come in, learning our place in everything, and the story, I can tell with this, a storm's coming, is going to pick up. It's like a literal and figurative calm before the storm. So we'll see what happens when this storm rolls on through next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.